What's good, y'all? And in today's video, I first want to thank everyone who subscribed to the channel and liked my videos, because they will shouted me out in his newest video. So shout out to him. And yeah, now in today's video, I want to show you the new dev notes that just released like 3 hours ago, or 4 hours ago at this point, and the biggest change of it. So now the first part of the dev note is mainly just talking about like the 7th anniversary coming up, and of course there's big hype around it, and rightfully so. We had this cake event where you could vote on a cake and you got some rewards and whatever, and that's, I guess, what the cake is gonna look like. So yeah, they also talk about adding a new hub area, so kind of like where you can just socialize, I guess, with other players and just hang out. And a new world quest, so maybe some gems and some rewards from there, with some mini games, etc. So yeah. Now also a new chapter of Four Nights of Apocalypse, so that's gonna be another 30 gems. So yeah, keep that in mind. Pretty nice. Now they talk about the new hero. We of course already know it's gonna be Nemesis Melee. They say, everyone dreamed of that hero probably, and since it's such a special anniversary, they wanted to give us a special hero. So yeah, it all makes sense, and they even hint at it more in the later part of the dev note. Now, they say the hero will be officially revealed during the Wednesday's Boarhead broadcast. So the stream is actually going to be 1 hour later than normal. So it's going to be on like in 2 days. I don't know the exact time zone for wherever you are, but yeah, it's just like kind of in almost 2 days from when this video comes out. So yeah, just keep that in mind. They're also saying they will have a special event during the broadcast. So yeah, I mean, stay tuned for that. We don't know what it is yet. So yeah. Now this is the real interesting part. This down here. In addition to the new hero, this update will also include rebalancing adjustments for several LR heroes. While LR heroes once played dependable roles when they first were released, some of them have gradually faded from the spotlight over time. So basically they're addressing the fact that most of the LRs in the game, like 80% of them, like just think of Ella Lost Wayne, Ella Escanor, Ella Gloxinia, whatever, just most of them have just faded into complete irrelevancy, even though like they've got an LR, which is pretty sad. So they're just kind of addressing that. Through this rebalancing update, we hope to breathe new life into these heroes and see them return more frequently as memorable and impactful characters once again. Now, they say, wondering which heroes will be rebalanced? We will share full details through the broadcast and upcoming update notice. So again, in the live stream and the patch notes, we will of course see who exactly got buffed in which way of the LRs. But now, and as far how many heroes are being adjusted, let's just say it is more than you can count on one hand. So that tells us that it will be at least 6 LRs getting a buff. So yeah, that's pretty huge. Now I want to talk about which LRs that could actually be. Now to just talk about the banner, you can get an LR at 777 draws. So yeah, basically whatever LR was on the banner you can get for free if you do a rotation. And if you already have that LR, you will get, like they say, a legendary seal, but probably 100, I would guess. Yeah, we also get a fight against the Supreme Goddess, which is just gonna be True Awakening 2.0, I guess. It shows here 1500 combat class and 15% damage resistance, so you can only have one of them active at a time. So yeah, yeah, it's just kind of gonna be like alternating between those two. Maybe she actually has maybe damage increase. But yeah, they're saying you can basically only have one of them active at a time, but if you like use the materials of both of them on one character, you can switch them. Yeah. And that's pretty much it for the dev notes. They say that Escanor's tavern is gonna be added and you're gonna be able to chill in there. The free draw, coupon code. This shows like, I guess this is supposed to be True Awakening coins, LR seals, and I really don't know what this is. Maybe evolution materials. You're gonna get one of those Supreme Deities Protection True Awakening tokens from there as well. So yeah. Now they also hinted at the new hero Nemesis Melee through those costumes. As you can see, like kind of their sin is behind them, like fox sin, goat sin, lion sin, boar sin, and so on. So yeah, you can just kind of see how all of them get new costumes during the event. So it's all just 7 Deadly Sins themed. Now they're saying like this is not a new character or anything, but this is the avatar of the person who made the OST, if I like understood it correctly, and it should be someone kind of famous in Japan or Korea, I guess. I don't know them, but if you know them, just comment down below. Yeah, they will add more of the SSR heroes and some UR heroes in the coin shop, and I guess some better visibility for the UI. Now let's get back to the real important thing, the actual more than 5 LRs being improved and getting probably huge improvements. At least they're hyping it up pretty much here, saying it directly after the new hero, which LRs do actually need adjustments. So let's just see. We have heroes here. Now who do we have here? We have Ban. Ban already came out over a year ago, so he's really not relevant anymore, but he is working with Sins, so we could see some buffs for him. Now what they would probably just do is increase his values, because maybe give him a damage cap of some sort. That's pretty much it, but we can expect some buffs for him. Now we can also expect buffs for who is here? LR Escanor. Now LR Escanor was the second LR that released, and he was pretty strong when he first came out, and he kind of introduced us to the whole strictly one race team, because he didn't work if any other race was on the team. So yeah, they would probably increase his passive by a lot, like make him stack more of those flames, give him a new effect, because that just isn't gonna cut it today. Same for this card. But he could be a really cool unit if he gets some huge buffs, because you know, Nemesis Melee is releasing, and having LR Escanor to work alongside him as a strong Escanor would be pretty epic in my opinion. So yeah. Now the next LR that should get a buff, well, I don't know if he will get a buff, but it would be definitely nice, is LR Lost Vein. Now he's kind of the most, you know, legendary of the LRs. He was the first LR ever released, and he was the first festival in the game. So he's pretty legendary. Now what kind of, you know, makes me think they won't buff him as much if they buff him is because, you know, the new Nemesis Melee. But he's just really outdated nowadays. You can see his passive is like only 2 lines compared to new units having 20 lines. So yeah, they'll definitely increase on his cards, almost everything in his kit. But yeah, let's see if he actually gets a buff, because I'm not too sure about him, even though it would only really make sense. Now, who also could receive a buff is LRDN. Now, LRDN is another really nice Sins buffer, and she really isn't even that bad nowadays, because she does have a damage cap. She has a damage cap. She gives allies 30% damage dealt, another 15% attack related stats when she's in a stance, 60% damage cap. So yeah. The other parts of her passive are kind of mid, because he just increases her damage dealt and attack related stats, and that's not really doing much for her nowadays. But yeah. Now Again, she also has some damage decrease in during stances, and the damage cap. I think they would just, you know, decrease the amount of the damage cap, so like make it better at the end of the day. So not a 60% damage cap, but maybe a 40 or 50% damage cap, and also probably give her infect immunity or something similar for the first, I don't know, 2 turns. Her stance is still pretty strong. 2 turns on a level 1, and taunting is pretty strong. Yeah, so she would pair really nice with the new Nemesis melee. She could be a buffer for him and provide some protection at the same time. So I can really see her getting buffs. And I think, you know, it's going to be 6 units at least. Pretty hard to gauge, but Ella Zeldris would make a lot of sense to get a buff, in my opinion. Now, Ella Zeldris was a huge damage dealer when he came out. He just had a ton of crit chance for the time when he came into the battle for the first 2 turns. And he just got a ton of crit damage. 120% crit damage when you moved his cards or he lost an old gauge or something similar. And he would just do like millions of damage because he had 500 to 600% crit damage. Now, his card is just Spike, and just Spike nowadays is like almost the same as having no effect. So if they would give it like 3 times crit damage increase, and I don't know, always also like a 2 times crit chance increase, so he almost like crits every time, and gave this some damaging effect, or maybe an infect or something similar to make this card better as well. I can really see him being nice on a demon team with Nemesis melee, and that would also make a lot of sense for the anniversary, you know, having Zeldris to go alongside the Nemesis melee, working well together, and, you know, diversifying the PvP establishment. So yeah, also his commandment would be interesting to see how it plays in the current meta, and yeah. Now, I would really enjoy seeing buffs for him because he was one of my favorite LRs when he came out, so yeah. Now, the last person I want to go over who I think will get a buff, also for the demon team now, is, where is he? Ella Gallant. Now, Ella Gallant already has a pretty interesting passive, you know, with his cores, and on a demon team together with Nemesis melee and maybe Demon King Zeldris or Ella Zeldris, however they were going to structure it, could be quite nice. You know, he can increase his attack related stats. They would definitely have to, you know, buff that because it's really not great in today's standards. But he also increases demon allies damage dealt when there's a petrified enemy. He gives some basic stats, I think, somewhere in his passive. Yeah. And, you know, with the affected target not being able to activate debuffs when using skills, imagine if Gallant's passive gets changed from random to coercing maybe the enemy with the highest HP. Now, imagine they would change it that way, so he would always coerce, say, Subaru and Beatrice, for example. Now, they could not infect with their infect card, and that would be huge. So they really have ways to make him a really good utility unit for the demon team. His cards would obviously need more buffing and so on, but yeah, I would really look forward to buffs for him. Maybe even Sora would come back for a video. Definitely so, I think. So yeah, that's kind of it for the video, I guess. Again, there's not really much more. They're making another art book which you can win through some kind of event. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, this is not the new unit or anything. This is just the avatar of the person who makes the OST. Yeah, new coupon code. All of the other details will get revealed in just 2 days. So yeah, I think maybe Ella King could also get a buff, but yeah, we'll see in 2 days. And yeah, that's just kind of it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. You know, leave a comment down below what you think of the anniversary, which ally units do you think will get a buff, because I'm really interested to hear your guys' opinions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you all in the next video, and until then.